What's going on, guys? I'm Bill and welcome to Bill's How-To. So today I'm going to show you guys how to replace your old outdated architraves, which are also known as door trims. This black trim that goes all the way around the door is what we're going to be replacing. This one here is extremely old, outdated, and it looks hideous, to be honest. It's an ugly black finish on it and it's got the old profile, which is the bull nose. We're going to update this, give the house a new facelift. Really cheap, really easy with basic tools. You can do this at home very, very fast. So we've already started replacing the baseboards around the house or skirting boards, depending on what country you live in. It looks exactly the same. We're going to have the same profile on the door jamb as we have on the baseboards. So what we've got here is the new colonial shape and it looks so much better, guys. So let's get straight into it and I'll show you guys how to do it. Let's do this. So the first thing we need to do is take our utility knife and we want to separate all the paint from the joints of the architrave and the wall. So the reason why we do that is to separate the paint so that when we do peel off the old architraves, they don't rip off the paint from the wall or even from the door jamb itself. So what we do is just get your knife and you want to run it between that little joint here. So just on the back end all the way down, separate that paint, and you want to also do the same thing on your miter joint. Just a quick little pass like that, run it all the way around. So now that we've separated the paint, what we're going to use is two basic scraper blades and we're going to slot that in behind the architrave. So if you find that it's a little bit tight, just give it a bit of a tap behind. Want to slot the other one underneath that. You want to use that to pry from the bottom, and then we'll take the top one off, put it down the bottom, and also apply the tension, working all the way down until you've removed all that trim off the wall. When you remove these architraves, you want to try keep as much pressure as you can right around the nail holes. That helps you get it off nice and easy without damaging the drywall or the surrounding timber. So we're going to do the same thing along the baseboard here. This time around I'm going to use a hammer to give it a little bit of a tap. And we want to pry that out slowly. Once again, being careful not to damage the wall behind it. So once all the trim's been removed, this is what it looks like afterwards. We're going to take our scraper blade now and we're going to make sure we've got a nice clean surface. So just run that all the way around, making sure it's nice and flush, nothing protruding like we've got here, still a nail in place. So we're going to take out this nail using a pair of pliers or a hammer and then clean the rest of the surface all the way around. So what we're going to do now is get our positioning ready for our new trim, and what we want to do is put a little marking about 5 millimeters, half a centimeter off from the reveal. So once we install the trim, we want to have it sitting back a little bit from the reveal like this, all the way around. Now this one here happens to be a pocket door or a sliding cavity door. So this top section here still needs to be accessible. This is a filler panel and this middle piece of timber here is going to be our reveal. So once we mark this one here up, we're going to be marking it up on the top panel or that middle section right there. So it'll be sitting like this so that we've got access for the track. Once again, on the other side, 5 millimeters off the edge of the reveal here. So we're going to be just marking that up and then we'll be getting straight into cutting our new trim. So I've now got my 5 millimeters or half a centimeter marking on the edge of the reveal here. I've also got my markings up on top corners and also the intersecting points. So you can see there where the intersecting point is on the top left and top right. Technically speaking, you can start off on the top section of the trim first or the side. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to start off on the top section. So what we're going to do is take our measurement from the intersecting point here and also the other side. So remembering when you take this measurement is going to be for the inside cut on the miter, which you're going to see in a second. There's a short side and a long side to the miter cut. So remember that this is going to be the short section measurement. Also another thing which I like to do, which is a good idea for you guys, is when you buy your trim, it's always a good idea to give it one coat of paint before you actually get into cutting and installing the trim. That way what tends to happen is I've already given it one coat, which means I've got into all those difficult tight areas where it's going to be a little bit harder to get into with the brush. Once that's installed, I only need to give it a final second coat and possibly little touch-ups. So that prevents you from having to get really close up to the edge of the existing paint. So that's just another good idea for you guys if you're wanting to do this yourself. Give it one coat before you actually get into installing it. So let's measure this one here up and then we'll get out and cut this one here up. So our measurement for this top section here is 845. So we'll get that one cut on the miter saw. If you don't have a miter saw, it's not a problem. I'm going to show you guys how to do it also using a miter box, which costs about $3. So no excuses, guys, nice and easy. Let's do this. So using the miter box, we're just going to make our first cut as close as possible to the corner. No measuring yet. So as we said before, there's a short side and a long side to the miter cut. We're going to put our tape on the shorter side and mark it at 845. So now with the new piece that we've just cut, we're going to line this up with the intersecting lines, roughly where we want it. Put the level on top, make sure everything's nice and level. Make any adjustments before you move on to the next step. Once you're happy with the positioning, I'm going to be using a nail gun, so just my Ryobi finished nail gun, and then we're going to nail that into place. Probably should have taken that off first. So now that top piece has been installed, we're going to measure up for the right side. This time around, we're going to measure from the ground all the way to the outside corner. So the outside corner is a lot easier to measure and cut. So we're going to take our measurement from there. And our measurement is 2130. So we'll measure up the left side as well, get them both out of the way, and we'll cut them both at the same time. Once again, off the ground. And 2130. So we'll make our two cuts at 2130. So before we cut our miter, we're just going to cut the base off, make sure everything's nice and flush down the bottom. I can see a little joint here in the trim, so I'm just going to miss that joint and cut that section a little bit past there. So straight cut, 90 degrees. And now we can take our measurement. So now we've got our two side pieces cut, we can start nailing these in. So we'll just marry up that miter joint, line up that top side with your marking, and then we can put a nail through. Now I can line up the bottom side with the marking that I made earlier on. Once that's in line, put another nail through. And then what tends to happen is a lot of times with these trims, you'll find the trim is actually bowed as we come down. So you can see here it's a lot out of the line. What we're going to do is just simply put a bit of pressure on that and then put another nail through. So before we install this side here, an important thing that most people don't really think about is when dealing with a cavity door or a sliding pocket door, whatever you want to call them, the length of the nails is very important, especially with this side here. This side here is hollow on the back side and the door slides back and forward into that cavity. Now the length of the nails, you have to make sure that it's nice and short, enough to be able to get through that timber or through the drywall, but not long enough that it's actually going to go through the door on the other side. So easy way to check it is get your trim up against your reveal. Check your length of nail. We've got here a 32mm nail. Make sure that by the time we nail it in, we're not actually going to go through that reveal on the other side or the jamb on the other side and go straight through the door. So make sure you use the right size nail. So now we're going to do the same thing on this side here. Line up your miter, make sure it's all square. Put one nail in. Once again, line up that bottom with our previous marking. Make sure your center mark isn't bowed. And once that's done, guys, this is what it ends up looking like. So definitely a lot better than what it was before. This one here is a fast, cheap and easy way to give your house a quick facelift. Took me probably about an hour's time, probably about $50, $60, something like that to get this all sorted. The only thing left to do now is to fill in those nail holes and the miter joints, give it one more quick coat of paint. And that's why it's so important to give it a coat of paint beforehand. That way all the fiddly bits, all the tight areas are out of the way. We're just going to give it one quick coat over the top and we're ready to go, guys. I'll leave the baseboard here for another video. That way I can show you guys how to cope. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. As always, like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Bill. Thanks for watching Bill's How To.